Alright, hello, my name is Ismael, and today I'm going to show you the absolute core basics of how to use Adobe Flash CC. Now, when it comes to a lot of Adobe products, there's different versions like CS6, CS5, CC. For the most part, they're the same. I'm using CC, but for the most part, the layout's going to be the same, so it shouldn't really matter. Anyways, you can start by creating a new HTML5 canvas. Click on it, and here you can change the properties of how big you want the file stage to be. So I'm gonna set it to 1280 by 720 because that's standard kind of thing, and then you can put fit in window and it'll automatically adjust it to your monitor size. So I'm gonna go ahead and import a picture really fast. Okay, so I imported this little. I went ahead and import this little picture here just to show you like quick things. The first tool you have selection tool. It's to highlight over what item you want to select. You can select more than one at a time, and you can move it around. That shows you what you're selecting. The next major tool we're gonna have is the pen tool, and you can kind of use this to create different kind of um, like different planes, like different angles and stuff. You can make like different parabolas and vertexes and stuff. If you want to make different kinds of curves, you can play around with that. I don't typically use it for my animation, but a lot of more advanced stuff uses it. This is to create a text box. Kind of a lot of Adobe programs, if you're familiar with digital art design, all of this should be kind of familiar. Text boxes, you can change your font. You can change how big your font. You can change how big your font is. If you want it like smaller, if you want it bigger. Change the color of your font, green, black, red, whatever. Then next we have the line tool. This is to just draw lines, exactly how the name suggests. And then these three are going to be your shape tools. If you want to make like a perfect square, a perfect circle, oval, either way, or if you just want to make a different kind of polystar, which is like a pentagon. Here this is a color that it comes off as. You can also use the fill color, which is this little paint can, and then you click on it, pick your color. If you want it green, it'll automatically fill it in green. You can change colors however you want. This is the easiest way to fill in any closed object. If it's an object that's closed, you can fill it in like that. The pencil tool, is trying to draw thin pencil lines. You can make them smooth, jagged, however you want. It'll automatically kind of correct it a little bit. The brush tool is what I kind of like to use more because it gives you like a more like smoother kind of feeling, like an actual brush kind of would. Again, change the color, to with these two. This right here is the bone tool, and you would normally use this to attach like joints and stuff to different animations. For when you want like different lines to work together. It's kind of like an actual joint, make it more lifelike. This is the eyedropper tool. You will use it when you want to click to select the color. Like right now this is blue, but I want to select this gray. It'll change it to gray. So next time you use the paint can, it'll change it to gray. So this, if you want to, like, if you import a picture and you want to select a specific color to match another color or something like that, and you're trying to get it like exact. This eraser tool does what it says. Erases, self-explanatory. This is the hand tool. You kind of use this to hold on, let me zoom out. You would use this to kind of pan around the canvas, and the magnifying tool, magnify, zoom in to different parts. So you can also like, I usually just keep it on fit in window or show frame. Either way, you can also go like a little bit smaller if in case you want to animate on the outside, like you want to bring something in, that helps too. Um, then up here you have, basic file. If you want to create a new file, open a different file. Close, you can save as when you're done. You can export your image, movie, videos. This is publish, you want to like directly publish it like to an online area. You can link up like an account or something. Undo, there's also, typical shortcuts, Control Z, Control C for copy paste. There's also a bunch of options here for preferences. You can go through your preferences and you can look up, different kinds of sync settings if you want to sync it online with different programs. You can do different you can incorporate JavaScript and stuff like that. And yeah, that's the basis. You can go to view and look at different grids and guidelines if you want to like show, like a grid or something, if that helps you. You can also, like add, the rulers to see the exact measurements and stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this tool. This is the free transform tool. When you select something, you're able to freely transform it. On the corner here, this allows you to rotate an object. This drags it. If you hold shift while you drag it, keeps it proportional. So it doesn't like squash and stretch like that. You can hold shift, keep it proportional. This little white dot is the anchor point, which changes, how you rotate it. The anchor point's kind of like the basis for where it's revolving around. And if you go to modify, you can rotate and skew, scale and rotate. You can automatically rotate 90 degrees. It has like, basic options if you don't want to drag your mouse around for whatever reason. Arrange, this allows you to bring an object to the front or the back. So if I were to move this right here, as you can see, the ball's kind of like behind the letters. But if I go to modify, arrange, bring to front, the ball will go in front. Same thing if I send it to the back, it'll go behind that. And you can use that to organize the way that your things are arranged. You can also go here to change, text and font if you want, like, if you're like, I don't know, if you're this kind of guy who wants like different options up here at the top, you can use these either way. Same thing. Control, you can kind of test it. It'll pop up like a little browser thingy, and it'll like show a preview of your movie. You can loop of your video. You can loop it. Right here in the window is where you can show different things. Like you can show this timeline, or you can get rid of it. You can kind of edit your layout however you want. Whatever suits your style. And then this right here is the timeline. This is where your main animation is going to take place. These numbers right here are your frames, and it's set to however you want it. You can change it. The average is 30 frames per second, or if you want high quality, it's 60 frames per second. But keep in mind, every little thing is a frame, so you have to make 30 drawings in a sense to make an average smooth animation. For a higher quality animations, it's recommended to do 60 frames per second, so that every second of playback you're drawing 60 frames, which is why animations is very difficult once you get into like higher level. But people find shortcuts, and eventually it gets easier and easier, and to make it faster. And then you can add um, blank frames to show, these are just blank frames that you have marked, and then you can insert a keyframe, and these are specific like frames that kind of like show like a main point of where you're like animating from. You can clear all frames, cut frames. You can also add audio into here. You can zoom out or zoom in. Sorry, backwards. Zoom out, zoom in to make if you animation shorter or longer, whatever you're specifically doing. Um, okay, one thing I really wanted to show. Let's say I make, where's my pen tool? Brush. Okay, so let's say I make like a little line here. If I went to the next frame, you wouldn't be able to see it. However, if I turn on this option right here, it's called onion skin, you can actually see the previous, you can actually see like a dim outline of the previous frame you did. So this allows you, to animate, like slightly below it or something so that it looks more like you're moving as you progress. And, that's like a really important things that a lot of animators use to help, kind of match it up. Like if they're making a person on the first frame, making a person on the first frame, and they want to make him walking on the second frame, they can see, that he's right there. And so they can make him like slightly closer, slightly move every time. Then you can have it play, step back a frame, go all the way to the beginning, and watch it play. And go to the last frame, basic kind of media player options. You can have it like loop between a certain interval here. Okay, and besides, there's onion skin, which kind of shows you the actual kind of dim out version of the drawing, but then there's also this one called onion skin outlines, which shows you an outline of what your previous thing looked like rather than the actual, kind of like drawn in version. And there's different reasons that animators use each respectively. It just kind of depends again on your style of how you're doing it. And yeah, that's basically, the core basics of it. If you a little bit more intricate stuff here with colors, you can pick specific hues. We actually have another tutorial about specific colors and stuff. You have your palette and stuff like that. And yeah, that basically kind of, covers the absolute core basics of it. Oh wait, oh yeah, I forgot the last thing, library. This library, it just shows all the pictures that you have imported. You can add different kinds of pictures or, stuff, files that you want to use in your animation. Okay, yeah. Now, that covers absolute core basics. This has been the basics of Adobe Flash UC and just Adobe Flash in general. I hope you enjoy it, and if you learned anything, then I'm glad to have helped out. Thank you. Have a nice day and have fun animating.